Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Wednesday, March the 29th. We're rushing to finish the legislative session this week, and that means late night sessions. That means a lot of things that perhaps are at least a little important are being overlooked, but also some big news may be getting overlooked by people who are following the legislature in the session. The governor said yesterday that he has concerns about money, state money that is. Through the first 8 months of this fiscal year, the state is already $15 million behind where it's supposed to be on revenue. The governor now says he expects March, the 9th month of the year, to have another dip in revenue, and this despite the fact that it'll be the first month of new collections of state sales taxes from Amazon, the online retailer. What does all that mean? Well, there was some questioning yesterday at joint budget, and what it sounds like is the governor is going to spend less on state jobs than he originally planned to spend. How are the agencies going to make their budgets balanced? They're going to have to cut jobs. That's what they're going to have to do. Less money means less workers, and that means ultimately less services. So be on the lookout. State government may be doing less for you than they did this year in the months ahead. Executions are big news in Arkansas. There are now 2 federal suits seeking to stop 8 executions scheduled in April. Another suit is expected today in a circuit court in Arkansas, raising a question of whether one inmate is mentally competent to be executed. A group of former correction commissioners and executives around the country have asked Governor Hutchinson to reconsider doing 8 executions in a 10-day span. They say it creates a terrible toll on the people who have to do the work and has lasting impact. And finally, Damien Eccles, perhaps our most famous former death row inmate, one of the West Memphis 3 defendants who was released from prison after 18 years on death row, has also called for an end to the barbaric practice of the death penalty. He will not get majority support for that in Arkansas, of course. News today from Little Rock School District. There's a May 9th election on continuing some $12.5 million in construction bonds to help the school district. It would create 14 years of additional taxes, $500 million or more, if voters approve. There's now a committee, No Taxation Without Representation, that's opposing the tax vote. They don't want to have a tax vote until we have our own school board back. We're currently run by the state education commissioner, who's harming the school district with approval of continuing charter school expansion, even as he claims to be running the Little Rock School District to make it better. A Chamber of Commerce-backed group has formed to support the tax increase. They, of course, were behind the takeover of the state school district. They don't particularly like having a school board elected. They liked it better when they're just in control. They didn't like the majority black school board that existed previously. A federal judge in Texarkana County yesterday dismissed 11 lawsuits that had been filed over the deaths of 20 people in a crazy once-in-500-year flood of the Albert Pike campground on the Little Missouri River. She said that the federal government who'd been sued was immune from lawsuit under the statute that controls things unless they could show a malicious intent that caused those deaths. Today was the State of the City address for Mayor Mark Stodel of Little Rock. He said things are just ducky for the most part, but he says public safety needs now to be the state's highest priority. He's always said the capital city was a safe place, but he acknowledges that our homicide rate is up and also some other categories of crime in the last year. Indeed, the bullets have been whizzing lately. I do want to point out one little funny thing that's been interesting to me in the legislative debate. The House last night finished action on a bill that would prevent the ABC law enforcement agents from enforcing the anti-gambling law in gambling halls around Arkansas. That is, their drinking halls where illegal gambling goes on and no taxes are collected on these gambling machines. The people who run these things and make a tidy profit off this have been trying to get the ABC off their back, and they've now passed a law to do it. Got that? We're passing a law to stop law officers from enforcing the law. It was even spoken in favor of by the House Speaker, Jeremy Gillum, who went down to the well of the House on a rare occasion and say, hey, slot machines never killed anybody. Well, there you go. That's how we honor the rule of law in Arkansas in 2017. I'm Max Brantley. More on Donald Trump and the resistance tomorrow. That's it for today.